Welcome to The Confident Performer, the only podcast that guides ambitious, driven performers and entrepreneurs to show up authentically and confidently, both on and off stage. If you are ready to make an impact in your life and community and start living your most amazing, empowered life, you are in the right place. You already have what it takes to make it. You just need to see it. And I'm here to show you how. You ready? Let's go. Well, hello, performers, and welcome to episode 12 of The Confident Performer. Today, we are doing the episode, Everything is Figureoutable. So this one, I wanted to do a quick last-minute podcast. I say last minute because I had 2 podcasts uploaded, and something I did incorrectly. So my team is working with me and allowing me to do this last minute, and they'll get it in and take care of it and do all the things. But I want to tell you really quick, I'm going to walk you through some of the Everything is Figureoutable, and then I want to talk through the price that usually typically comes with taking care of business and taking care of things. And if we can embrace that as performers and we can understand that there's always going to potentially be a cost associated with figuring things out, for the most part, it makes us really, really excited to be able to handle things. And if we don't regret, hey, there's going to be a price for this. If we don't think about the attachments to, have no attachments to, man, I spent all this extra money, or I spent all this extra time, or I did all this other thing that I didn't plan on doing, all because I didn't do this the right way. So when I say everything is figureoutable, I want you to know that I'm sitting here in my hotel room in Grenada, beautiful people, beautiful island, beautiful culture. We had an amazing morning. I went to see if I still double checked, hey, are they uploaded? Nope, they're still not there. So I'm going to pop on and just record something. And that's what's happening now. Kicked my sexy man who was working out in here earlier. Hey, got to do this really quick. Change of plans. Let's figure this out. So just to make sure this is all on time. So I'm going to drag you through a few of these bits of information of what's going on here. And then I want to kind of correlate and reference some of the things that we deal with as artists and what it made me think of. It made me think of early days when we only had MapQuest and we were going to auditions. And if you're in LA, if you're in New York and you're new there, a lot of the cities and a lot of the newness is a lot, and it's a lot to take in. Now imagine all of that without any type of guide. And I'm talking like, didn't really have social media, and then you had addresses, but you didn't really have pins, you didn't have anything of the sort. So very interesting, but it makes me think of my days early on, printing out my directions. And it's funny because I think of this often, and I see this, in performers when you go in and then the time closes, the call time to, sign up and to get everybody in is done. It's passed. It's inevitable. Happens every single time. Doesn't matter the audition room. Every single place I've been, you see someone come in late. Every time. Oh my gosh, I missed the bus. Oh my goodness, I missed the subway. Oh my goodness, my car didn't come here on time. Hey, there was an accident. There was this traffic. There was whatever it is. But again, those things are inevitable when there's so many factors that are kind of creating a potential slowdown or process or whatever it may be for you being at your place on time. Sometimes that just doesn't happen. It just doesn't work out for you. It just does not happen in your favor. Now, again, there's always potentially a price that could be paid. That's opportunity cost. Hey, maybe you actually have an agent that knows the casting team. And that's something that they were actually anticipating meeting you, and you were already on the list to even potentially go straight to callbacks, or you were on the to be seen list and you were able to kind of get in sooner and have an arrangement because of a relational arrangement between your team and creative, whatever it may be. Now, I want you to think about those types of things, those relationships, those connections I kind of talked about early on in earlier episodes. That is huge in the industry, because while I don't ever encourage taking advantage of that system, taking advantage of that relationship or that connection, I absolutely encourage utilizing it when it's relevant. Absolutely. So thinking of figure out, everything is figureoutable. When you are in that situation and something could not potentially go your way, everything is figureoutable. Sometimes my favorite thing to think of is that is a straight up opportunity cost of learning a lesson the hard way. And trust me, that happened to me very early on in my career. Did not happen again because I realized, you know what? I'm not going to have that happen again. I'm not going to allow that to happen. I have zero desire in not being seen for something I've worked so hard to be seen for. I have zero desire showing up and saying, you know what? I'm late because I failed to prepare. I have zero desire to do any of that. So talking to you about figuring this out, having it all handled before you get there. I cannot tell you how many times I have heard from people I have helped and coached to try to get onto reality TV shows. And I'll say, how'd it go? And I'll give them guidance and, hey, try this and this can work and blah, 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 whatever it may be. And the first giveaway for information and me knowing exactly what their answer is going to be and what that answer indicates is this. Well, there was a little something that went wrong. Oh, okay, great. Tell me about it. And then they'll tell me this, and they'll tell me it was someone's fault, and then they couldn't get there at the regular time, and the person they ended up working with was not really nice, and then they were trying to hurry her through, and then so she felt really pressured, so she had to change her song, and all of these things that, in my opinion, all end up being underprepared or lack of preparation, and really, truly not in that professional rotation, realizing, okay, you're going to have to take some time and figure some stuff out here because this is an absolute profession. It's a job. It's what we do. Now, in the meantime, again, there are those things here and there that end up happening. This is my job now. I'm a podcast lady. I'm a podcast lady in Grenada. As that's happening, there's a cost that's associated with that. So in expediting that process and fixing my problem and doing the thing that's going to help me reach the goal that I want to reach, which is being on time and not failing at something that I agreed to do for myself. Have a great team. They're able to work and help me with that. So I want you to know, first and foremost, everything is figureoutable. Do not get discouraged. And if you want to get discouraged, stay there for about an hour at the most. Stay there. Live in it. Feel it. Have all the opinions about yourself that you want, like you should get your life together or what's wrong with you or whatever. If you want to do that, if you feel that serves you, run through it. But run through it like a waterfall. Just let it go. Waterfalls are a little intense. It's one of those things you're just going to go straight through it though. So I want you to think of that and then just keep moving on. But dwelling on it's not going to serve you. And then, replaying it's not going to serve you. Complaining about it to your family or your friends is not going to serve you. Playing it over and over and over as though you were a victim of circumstance, not going to serve you. So decide, whatever it is, can I change what I did in the future? Yeah. So my everything is figureoutable. My team's going to help me with. I'm going to pay an extra fee. It takes my opportunity cost away from my man, changes my man's workout, all of this energy change. But what I can do is I can learn a great lesson from this. And so I can double prepare. I can make sure that I send 2 different versions. I can make sure that I have a backup. I can make sure that, somebody is there to help me on my team when I'm away. My assistant's going to be on the road. So when I'm doing that going forward, now that's something that I'm going to solve in advance. So this does not happen again. So my friends wanted to put that out. Just a little mini-sode to kind of share some information about what's happening in real time. And I wanted to say thank you so much for tuning in and that everything in our lives is truly figureoutable. And sometimes it comes at a cost. Do not hesitate to pay the fee and keep moving forward. Take care and be well.
If you enjoyed today's show and don't want to worry about missing an episode, you can follow the show wherever you listen to your podcast. And if you haven't already, I would really appreciate if you could share the podcast with others who you think would benefit from it. And leave a rating and review to let me know what you think. Now, it doesn't have to be a 5-star rating, although I sure hope you love the show. I want your honest feedback so I can create an awesome podcast that provides tons of value. Visit amyadamscoaching.com/podcast launch for step-by-step instructions on how to follow, rate, and review. Thank you for listening to today's episode of The Confident Performer. If you want to learn more about living your truth and showing up as your most authentic, beautiful self, visit www.amyadamscoaching.com. See you next week.